All right, recording has started, and this is the September 10th, 2024 Rook community meeting. So let's go ahead and catch up on everything that's been going on since the last community meeting about 1 month ago, since we have moved to a monthly cadence for our community meetings. So let's first check up. Let's see. So the last one was August 13th. So everything since August 13th is something to talk about. So let's talk about then the 1.14.10 release that happened about a week or so after the last community meeting. Anything big to call out there?
Um, I think a couple of nice to have fixes in there, but I already don't remember that was 3 weeks ago. So
That was 3 weeks ago.
yeah, it was good stuff, but the release
But you've
notes
moved
have it
on.
all.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair. All right, then let's talk about anything that may be potentially upcoming in 1.14 with the .11 patch release coming out maybe next week or so, it looks like.
Yeah,
That's
and I was just looking at this. By the way, I think we're on a good monthly cadence now for 1.14 is the my thought at least on the frequency. There are a couple of issues in the board here. So this OSD issue, it's actually not really related to 1.14. I should probably take it out of this board and track it on 1.15 because we're just waiting for a fix from Ceph on that one. Um,
so you
the
think that would not
other,
that would like we would still move forward with the 1.14.10 or 11, sorry, without that set fix?
exactly. Yeah,
Uh,
this was raised like a month ago before our last patch releases. And we realized, oh, it doesn't actually block our release. There's nothing we can do about it in Rook. It's just a Ceph issue. But I want to keep the visibility up on it because it is an impactful issue. The good news is downgrading to 18.22 does is the workaround. It's not super blocking from that regard. I mean,
and
not that it's an issue we want to have for very long, but we need a
Travis,
new
what's the
release.
default? What's the set version default? If the user doesn't take any specific action, what version do they get?
Right, so 18.24 is our default.
Ah,
And
ah,
so
ah.
if they have ARM nodes, then yeah, then they hit this and it's a problem. But they can then downgrade to 18.22 and unblock themselves.
Got it. And did you just talk about an updated kind of timeline or expectation for when there will be a fix for it within Zeph?
It's they've identified the fix. I'm not clear if it might just be like a build issue, and I'm not sure exactly the timeline to get out the the next release. I need to join a leadership meeting next Monday
Mm.
and track that better.
Okay, cool. Sounds
Because
good.
yeah, the Ceph upstream release timeline is unfortunately rather slow these days with build issues and whatnot. But yeah, it
Got
is
it.
what it is.
Okay, then let's move on then to 1.15. So we had the 1.15.0 release since the last community meeting. So surely there's big things to talk about in that one.
Yes, we are excited to have the release out for sure. Uh, some of the typical updates, updated the minimum Kubernetes supported version. Another message about deprecating the CSI holder pods. Uh, I mean, Kazi driver image updates, RGW updates. Maybe one feature of note is the experimental features list down there. So we do have support for Keystone authentication for S3 and Swift. So that came from a couple of upstream users. That was good to have that. I haven't heard any feedback on it, so I'm assuming it's working for those who are working on it. And then CSI operator is one where we'll be fully switching to CSI operator in the next release 1.16, but for now it is experimental if someone wants to try it. Basically all the CSI settings and drivers managed by an operator instead of natively with Rook. So Rook will help configure the CSI operator, just separate operator. Yep.
Cool.
Travis, just to chime in, I think we should start calling it SEP CSI operator because it's really specific to SEP CSI as an operand.
Yes. Very true.
Just saying.
Yep.
Sorry for nitpicking here. Apologies.
No, that's absolutely true. Let's see if I operator.
Yep.
Yeah, and maybe in the blog, I tried to be specific about that, but I see in the release notes there, it's not very specific. And how I was talking about it was not specific. So feedback taken. And then we did
All
have
right.
a .1 release a couple weeks after the original release.
It's like that one as well.
And then, yeah, there was nothing really urgent with this patch release, just the biweekly cadence, and we'll be up for another patch release next week on that biweekly cadence.
Yep, along with 1.14.11 the same day.
Yeah, planned for
right.
the same day.
Cool, sounds good. That's great that 15.0 went out, and then nothing, no major regressions or anything super urgent to include in the patch, the first patch release. So that's good to hear. Okay, let's take a look then at the kubectl plugin as well. I think we've had this for a bit about what to do for 1.0 or when that's coming. Any updates to share on that, or expectations?
Yeah, not for now. I mean, in the next couple of months, I would definitely like to see us get some new feature in there and release it. But there hasn't been any new development lately on the plugin. So maybe we just, have a small release and just bump the version. We can call it stable since it appears to be stable. But we'll see.
There you go. It's one way to do that as well.
Nothing special there.
Yeah, no major pending feedback for like about usability or the shape of the experience or anything to really incorporate or judge.
Exactly. Yeah. Seems to work well.
That's great. Good. Shaping up then. All right.
You should try it out, Jared. It's fun.
It is fun. It's fun.
Kubectl plugins.
Yep. All right, so let's go ahead and move on then to past the milestones into the community topics too. So KubeCon, I think, since we met last, all of the announcements for speakers and talks and all that jazz went out. So I think, we want to talk about what to do for the given talks and keynote video and stuff like that. But did anybody get any news about, personal talks or talks that they submitted and got accepted? Or the co-located events as well?
Yeah, the maintainer talk was accepted. And so I have a comment about that. But before I go there, I haven't heard of any other personal or people's talks individually accepted. Anybody want to bring them up? I haven't heard of any. Jared, do you have any?
I got one accepted to Platform Engineering Day, like the co-located event there. So like the first talk of the day there. I'll be doing one there. So that'll be exciting.
Cool.
In the room last time they had like a huge room for it. It was like 1,000 people probably in there. So I'm hoping they have 1,000 people again, and then I'll force them to listen to what I have to say.
Nice. Subjugate them to the ways of Jared.
Yeah, exactly. And they could choose to follow them or not, but they'll just be educated. That's all. Okay, sweet. So then, so Travis, that is not far from you. I imagine you're going, right?
Yeah, Blaine and I will be there.
Yeah, you could drive to that, you think?
It's a 5-hour drive. I have a flight.
Oh, is it
scheduled,
5? Oh,
so
okay. Yeah, okay.
it's a little far, but I could. Last weekend I made that drive actually to go visit the grandson. But anyway.
Oh, nice.
Where is it taking place again?
Salt Lake City,
Oh,
Utah.
in Utah, okay.
Yep.
Unfortunately,
Utah.
I've never been there. Okay, cool.
Yep.
Will you get to go to this KubeCon, Michael?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh, okay.
I'm not yet in a position again to be able to do such long distance travel.
Got it.
Hopefully in the future. Yeah.
Yep.
I thought we also talked about some KubeCon in Geneva, or where will it be? Or which one is that? Geneva.
There's
Is it the
Cephalocon in Geneva
Cephalocon, okay.
in December. Yep.
Right. December it is, okay.
Yeah. But regarding the maintainers talk, the speakers, so we had an unfortunate timing event where, Josh, I see you're here. It was great to have you as a potential speaker, but then because of being offline, we didn't get that accepted in time, and so they accepted the talk with 4 IBM speakers, and that's it. And I've tried emailing them multiple times about getting Josh with a new link so we can try and get him registered, but they just haven't responded at all. So I'm not sure what to do about that. So
The
yeah,
speaker
sorry,
help
Josh.
hasn't responded, Travis. They're typically like they respond within like 48 hours type of thing. Like which email did you use? You sent an email to them?
So maybe I'll double check. But
Huh.
yeah, I sent an email, and was it Tin responded, and she said, "Oh, contact I think it was the speaker's alias." And
Uh-huh.
I've emailed them multiple times and no response since then.
Oh wow.
So
Did you get like they also hopefully like we could verify the address, make sure you're sending it to a good one, but like typically they send like immediately like a automated response as well, that like, hey, we've received your email and we'll look at it and be back within 48 hours or something like that. So if you didn't get that either, then that may be a little suspicious about if we have the right email.
yeah, that's a good question. I don't remember seeing the auto reply.
Hmm.
And
I've
anyway, let's see.
I've emailed speaker help before, and I also got a very quick response when I
Yeah.
have done that. So offline, Travis, you can just like forward me one of those, and I can like look it over and make sure the address looks right. I thought we kind of did
Exactly.
that like a couple weeks ago, and I thought the address was right.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's also a good idea, Jared, to maybe try with your Red Hat email and IBM email, just in case they have some sort of like filter for, who is the real Travis.
The real Travis, please stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that said, I mean, Josh, I assume you'd still be interested in speaking with us, or
Yes. I haven't booked travel yet because I wasn't sure what was going on, but yeah, I'm still interested.
Awesome.
Right.
Yeah, that'd be great if we can include you then, Josh.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah, let's follow up and see if we can resolve that, because I gave up, but I should have brought that up in the maintainers channel or something sooner. So, okay. I'll take that action item.
All right, great. Sounds good. And then Travis, was there any plans too about doing I don't know what the process is, but I know it's only for graduated projects, which Rook is very much one, for doing like a keynotes video or project updates video. Were there any plans on that one already in the works?
So the deadline, I understand, just passed a
Oh,
week
is
or two
it?
ago.
Oh, it's
Yeah,
so annoying.
and
I hate that. It's so far ahead of the events. Here's the
right.
latest updates from 2 months ago.
Yeah, and unfortunately it didn't happen. So I guess we'll skip
Okay,
this
yeah.
KubeCon
There
for
we
the
are.
keynote. But
Sounds good.
yeah. If somebody wants to help with that in the future, I'm happy to spread that load too. But yeah,
Yeah, definitely.
maybe. Yeah, I think I'll plan on it for London. I was preparing
Cool.
that.
Sounds good. All right, so moving on then. We already talked about this one here, right? So nothing more to say on that one, I don't think.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. All right, and then designs here about RGW pool placements.
So this one, I guess Artem's not here. Yeah, Artem, we just merged this PR yesterday. It's a new feature that we just left it in master. It's about RGW pools supporting placements, meaning you can put with the same bucket with with the not tags, but on the request, you can request, oh, put this in this bucket or that bucket, or not, sorry, not bucket, this pool or that pool, and it kind of redirects the data to different pools. It's kind of a cool RGW feature. And just wanted to point out, it's quite a while till till 1.16. So we're considering backporting the feature, but I'd like a little more test and stabilization first. So I don't know. Other comments on that? Blaine, anything to add?
Yeah, I think the only thing we like to add is that this also includes support for, and is kind of like the foundational work for supporting S3 storage classes. So the confusion working with like Kubernetes is always that Kubernetes has its own storage class concept, and S3 also has its own storage class concept. And they're not the same in this context, but here in the context we're talking about the like S3 storage class. You know, if I had a storage class called like reduced redundancy, you know, that would go to like a Ceph pool that has like 2 replicas instead of like 3 or something like that.
Mhm.
In this context, when you're saying S3, are you referring to the RGW component here on Ceph as exposed by, I don't know, object bucket claims or COSI also?
Right, yeah, it's just kind of purely talking about the RGW side of things.
Oh, got it. Cool. Thank you.
I mean, conceivably, like OBCs, for example, like those users can, you know, use their S3 client and say, I want to send this to reduce redundancy storage class. And I don't know how the S3 protocol handles it if it doesn't exist, but if it does exist, then, you know, RGW knows what to do with that information to send it to, say, like reduced redundancy storage class.
I didn't know that was possible as part of object put, but I've done things like that in the past with rules on the bucket. So like objects that match this path will get, you know, demoted over time into, you know, near line essentially. With actual AWS, not RGW.
Yeah, it's definitely similar. I think this is a way for like the client to like hint that it like wants to go to like a different place initially rather than waiting on like lifecycle rules. And I don't think Rook has lifecycle rules built in, although I don't know what the process of like setting those up is in the RGW anyway. It might be done via like admin ops API.
Good for that feature then.
Cool. And so it sounds then also just overall generally for this feature here that you know, we want to reduce any sort of risk of you know, putting a feature, backporting a feature kind of. So you know, Travis, you mentioned there will be some more testing and kind of building some more confidence in it for a bit, and then we can go ahead and proceed with the backport.
Yeah, and I did some testing last week, and I feel pretty good about it. Just yeah, as a group, need to make sure we or just verify if there's any other holes to test
Cool.
before.
Sounds good.
Okay, I just added another note for Cephalocon there.
Oh, you did. Yep.
So yeah, the schedule was just announced. So there's basically a Rook intro and deep dive talk. It's the same talk we always give, but it was accepted for Subham and I. And then there are several other talks, you know, Parth and Blaine submitted those that are in wait list, which hopefully we can get more talks accepted. I was disappointed that we only got one Rook talk on the list to start with. So I guess we shall see.
And when in December is that? Is that earlier in the month? I assume
Yeah,
not later, closer to holidays.
The first week, the 6th
cool.
or 7th or something.
Awesome. Congratulations. That'll be a cool trip to go to Europe and experience
Cold. I mean,
a little chilly.
yeah.
this prime skiing time in Switzerland.
Right.
It should be pretty good. Your knees up for it, Travis?
Yeah, I'm in shape. What are you talking about? I'm not getting older,
No
ain't
need to get defensive
I
here.
think you need to
Whoa.
go skiing there or snowboarding since it's in the Alps.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. I'll have to.
And
Can't
that can be
miss.
challenging for the knees. Yeah. And I hope since
Yeah.
it's in Geneva, they'll be playing Deep Purple all the time. I mean, Smoke on the Water is all about, in this case, is Montreux at the Lake Geneva shoreline is how the lyrics go.
Oh, that's pretty
That'll be
cool.
fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Neat. Neat.
Yeah, but
All right.
but knock on wood, my knees are still holding up. So yeah.
Yes, good. I'm hoping for that as well, Travis. All right. So with that, that's everything on the agenda here. Any last minute agenda items before we go ahead and adjourn for the week? All right. Cool. Well, good to see everybody today.
All right.
We'll
Yeah. Thanks
get
for
together
being
again next
here,
month.
Jared. Hope to see you again next time.
I hope not to be traveling.
Totally.
Hopefully to be online. Cool. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thanks, everyone. See
Thanks,
ya.
guys.
Thanks.
See y'all.
Bye-bye.